How to speak effectively. This is something a lot of people have trouble with. I had trouble myself in middle school. I had a stutter. Now though, I'm perfectly okay. I can speak fluently and clearly to people because I'm confident. I'm more confident in my ability to speak and communicate effectively. I can hold a conversation with someone. Well, I can try. It's up to them whether they want to continue it. That's my first step to communicating effectively. Know that the person you're talking to might not want to communicate back. There are times when you'll be trying to have a conversation with someone and they reply with, yeah, sure, yeah, cool. Giveaway words like those show that they are completely disinterested in whatever you have to say. And they aren't worth your time. Why speak to someone if they don't want to listen? Your words are lost to the air, and you'd be much better suited spending the time that you're talking to them, talking to someone else who's a little more receiving to your ideas. The second step, maintain eye contact. You don't look to the ceiling, you don't look to the floor, you don't look to the side. You look them straight in the eye when you're talking to them. If you're talking to a person like that, they will feel much more confident in you. They will know that you are cool, calm, confident. You know what you're talking about. You don't need to read off some invisible teleprompter. You aren't lying. Your eyes aren't shifting around like you're looking for an escape exit. Your eyes are on them the entire time. The next step, be on their level. Just like you wouldn't use really large scientific sounding words, complicated expressions, Latin words, when you're talking to a toddler. You wouldn't use very basic, very simple language when talking with a scientist or your college physics professor. You speak on the language that they are comfortable speaking. Listen to them, listen to how they talk like them, act like them. Well, act like yourself, but use vocabulary on par with what they use. But also make sure you are not out of your own comfort zone. If they're speaking to you, they're using really technological words, very high vocabulary words, and you have no idea what they're saying, that's okay. Speak on a level that you are comfortable with, so you don't use the wrong words trying to sound like you know what you're talking about. Because if they speak at a higher level than you, they will be able to tell when you're completely beating around the bush, using the wrong terms, and just completely have no idea what you're saying. The more on their level you talk, however, the more will sink in. Think about it. If you're talking to a toddler, and you're asking them to please go defecate in the bathroom now, that is going to go way over the toddler's head unless you are raising Einstein. People would usually say, it's time to go poopy on potty. As funny as that sounds, that's how you would talk to a toddler. If you are talking and trying to describe Newton's third law of motion to your physics class, you wouldn't say, well, something hits another thing and it bounce because forces. Do you realize how uneducated that sounds? That might work for a toddler who would be perfectly okay listening and nodding because he understands bounce. He hears two things, they collide. He might have a very basic understanding of what a force is. Instead, you would talk to your physics class by saying something like, when two masses interact, the force on one object is equal and opposite to the force in the other object, exerted by each respective object acting. And that's Newton's third law of force pairs. You could say that, and that would sink in perfectly well with a physics class. You would turn out looking much smarter, much brighter. You're using vocabulary apt to that unit. Your physics professor will probably be impressed as well. The next thing, anticipate counter-arguments. Many people have problems doing this. They'll talk and talk and talk, and they'll list out all their major ideas, and they don't realize that there's flaws in their ideas. Every plan has a flaw. Murphy's Law, if something can go wrong, it will. And there's plenty of places any idea can go wrong. If you're trying to convince someone of an idea, they can turn around and nitpick. And if you're not prepared, your idea is going to look pretty silly. So always anticipate, but know how to bring it in. You wouldn't argue a point and say, okay, I agree with A, B, and C, but there's a problem at B and C. And then just nod and smile, because you just undermined your own argument. Instead, you would bring it up by saying, so there are three aspects, A, B, and C. Although some critics might say that there's a problem with B and C, or if you're talking to someone just casually, although you could say there's a problem with B and C, hear me out. This is the issue. This is why I know it's an issue. Here's how we can solve it and move past it. And if you know of an issue and there's no way of solving it, solve it. If there are flaws in your plan that you have no explanations for, if there are flaws in your argument, don't argue it. Don't argue that aspect. Go somewhere else or just scrap the argument entirely. Because a flawed argument almost never makes it off the ground. The last tip, just talk from your heart. Anyone can tell when you're just talking off the top of your head. Just saying, oh yeah, and so yeah, we can go to the park at 4:30, and then afterwards we'll catch a bite to eat and stuff. Talk. Give a why. Give a how. If you say you want to go to a baseball game, you tell your parents, hey, I want to go to a baseball game. They say, okay, why? Well, it's fun. You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own person. I want to go. And then you're grounded. Where did that get you? You got angry too quickly. You didn't anticipate anything that they could ask. A well thought out argument uses three aspects: logos, ethos, pathos. Logos, logic, facts, evidence. I want to go to the baseball game. The game is at 4:30. It lasts till 8:30. Tickets are $60. But if I buy them online, they're $45. Dinner would cost this much. I can eat dinner at the park. I can drive myself, or my friend is driving me. And I can drive home and be back home in time for the school day tomorrow by 9:30. Ethos. Bring credibility to your argument. Bring credibility to your facts. Here is a website. Show them the website where the tickets are. Show them the text from your friend asking, can you go? Give credibility. Show that every fact that you have given is legitimate. Pathos. Pathos, like empathy, like sympathy, means emotion. Have some emotion. Say, Mom, Dad, this baseball game means everything to me. This is my favorite team. I want to watch and see if they win or lose. Mom, Dad, all my friends are going. I would feel like I'm missing out if I didn't go. Use emotion. Show them that you care. Show them that you care about what you're talking about. Anticipate a counter-argument. You can say, oh yeah, I know you'd probably ask if I've done all my homework. Yes, I've done all my homework. It's all ready for tomorrow. It's in my backpack. I can show you if you want. Yes, I know that I would need gas for the car. I can pay for that myself. I would be home by 9:30. I've already checked. Even though you say that I might be home later, I've already checked. I've checked the roads. I know a way I can get back home in minimal traffic. And yes, you can trust me, Mom and Dad. I've done my work. I'm a responsible individual. I haven't gotten in trouble. I stay the straight and narrow. And I want an opportunity now at the end of the school year to relax with my friends. That argument is more compelling than just, hey Mom, I want to go to a baseball game. Can I go? And then you just stare. You need all four aspects. You need facts, you need evidence. Well, facts and evidence are the same thing. You need credibility, you need emotion, and you need to anticipate and refute possible counterclaims. That is how to speak and argue persuasively the right way. You can use this in writing as well. Structure, if you have an argumentative essay, put in intro paragraph where you introduce the Mom, can I go to a baseball game? Put in some of your facts in there. I really want to go to this baseball game. I can be home on time. It's a fun experience for me. It's the end of the year. I want to chill out for a bit. And then have your thesis. I can go to this baseball game. Let me explain to you why I think I should be able to go. Have a body paragraph about, say, the facts behind it. What the baseball game is, why you like it, why you want to go to it. Those last two things actually should go in a second body paragraph. The why. The first paragraph is the what. The who, when, where, how, the what. The second paragraph is the why. That is where you're saying, I really want to go. This is my thing that I really want to do. I love this team. I'm responsible enough. I really want to go. It's fun. It's a great experience for me and my friends. I want to go. Remember, in an argument, repeat your thesis multiple times. Keep reminding the person what you're arguing about. It can only help you. Have a counter argument. That's the possible why nots. Well, I could see why I wouldn't be able to go if I didn't do my homework, but I finished all my homework. I could see why I wouldn't be able to go because tomorrow's a school night, but I can be home in time to go to bed at a decent hour. And then your conclusion paragraph. Tie everything together. In conclusion, I want to go to the baseball game because I feel confident that I can be home on time. I really want to go to this game. And I'm ready. Responsibly, maturity-wise, I am perfectly okay to go to a baseball game. Please, Mom and Dad, please accept my wish. That is how to build an effective argument.